Hey guys, and welcome back to By Any Means Necessary. I'd like to thank everybody for all your messages that you sent me, and I'd like to thank everybody who has signed up to my channel. It's a real blessing. Thank you so much. I will go through all your messages, and I will answer as many as I can, and I will like all of your messages, even the ones that are nasty. Anyway, look, taxes. I just all I can hear is the working class people complaining about taxes, complaining about the Conservatives just about to increase national health. I don't understand what you're complaining about. Where does all this complaining come from? All right, we've had governments that have only ever relied on taxes. Where do you think you've been living all these years? You've been living in a country where everything has been about tax. So why do you complain? Why do you? I'm speaking to you, especially you working class Brexiters who vote for the Tories. I'm speaking to you. Why do you, yeah, think that they've got your interests? What have they done for you? Do you think to yourself, yeah, they've got our back? What is it? What is it? Because every single thing in this country is down to taxes. Okay, that's how it works. I'm going to give you an example of this. Right now, I don't live too far away from the Dartford crossing. Now, half of the Dartford crossing, right, belongs to Essex, and the other half belongs to Kent. So obviously, between those two, it's policed between those two, and whatever maintenance is obviously, so it's done between those two councils, right? But who owns the Dartford crossing? The French. The French own the Dartford crossing. Right now, I believe Dartford Crossing. Well, especially before when it used to be, because before you used to go through toll booths, and now it's like it's over the internet now. So if you've got toll booths there, it does slow traffic down, but it does mean that everyone who goes across pays. Right now, if you're running it over the internet, you've got a lot of companies that you've got a lot of like companies from like different parts of the world who might drive their lorries through there, and the system doesn't really pick up their number plates. So really, unless that company pays over the internet, then it's not really going to work. And then you've got all the diplomats from all over the world who will just drive through there and they won't bother. They won't bother pay. Why are they going to pay? Right? You can't touch their cars. You can't touch a car that's got a D on it. So why are they going to pay? They don't need to, right? But before, right, when they'll drive through there before, when they had toll booths, your ass would be paying. That's it, right? There's no messing about, right? So obviously, it was us, the Brits that built that crossing, right? And it was once it had been paid for. Apparently, because I don't know the truth about this, but once it had been paid for, apparently, it was going to be free to cross, right? But somewhere along the line, the French own it, right? So I would estimate, that the Dartford crossing probably takes, I don't know, it probably takes, I don't know, probably nearly £1 million a day. Right. I mean, if it was still toll booths, I'd say it would be £1 million a day. But obviously, where you can get people like not paying to go across now, I'd say probably it's going to be close to £1 million a day. It takes, right. So that's, and then we can cut out days like obviously Christmas, and there's a couple of days a year where it's free to cross. It's free to cross after 10 p.m. until 6 p.m. in the morning, until 6 a.m. in the morning, right? So it's free to cross at those times, right? But cutting out all of that, I'd still say, right, that if we just call it, say, 300 million a year, right, rather than going for the 360, let's say 300 million a year, right? And where's that money going? That money, right, is going to France, right? So that they can keep the taxes lower for their people. You can move on. You can move on to our train lines, because our train lines, right, are run by government, just not our government. The French and the Germans. What do you think Arriva? You think Arriva's British? A good old British company? You think Arriva? No. How much of you are paying your shit to Eon? Hmm? How much of you are paying your shit to Eon? Hmm? Does Eon sound like it's a good old British company? Stick it up with those good old Frenchies there. British company. Is that what you think you're doing when you're paying Eon? French company again. Right? Taking money out of this country, taking it to France to give their people lower taxes. Now, my main point. Why the fuck aren't our government doing the same fucking thing as the French and the Germans and all the other countries, right, who have invested in our country and taking money out of our country, right, to take back to their country to give their people lower taxes? Why the fuck aren't our government doing the same motherfucking thing? Do you know why? Because you stupid motherfucking racist Brexiters, right, are voting for people who don't have your interest. And why? Because they say nice things to us about immigration. We're going to get all those immigrants out. We're going to stop the immigrants from coming in. Don't want them. Don't want the immigrants here. Get rid of them. How stupid do you sound? How stupid do you really sound? Look in the mirror and say that to yourself. And then look at the state of the fucking country, right? And then tell me some bullshit. Country's falling to pieces because you have allowed a bunch of clowns, not one clown, not even two clowns, a bunch of them, a bunch of clowns, right? You know, we've got MPs like George Eustace. I mean, it's so good that the man's name actually rhymes with useless. That's the best thing about him being a politician. You know, or Gavin Williamson. Could Russia shut up and go away? That's who you want representing us. Would you like to see him in a punch-up with Putin? What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen? Would you bet on Gavin? Would you? Would you? Right? Or Liz Truss, right? A woman you couldn't trust, right, to look after your pet if he was on holiday. These are the people, right? And then the leader, Boris Johnson. Here's the thing, right? You knew that Boris Johnson was an idiot. You knew that Boris Johnson was incompetent. You knew that Boris Johnson was very, very scruffy. Right? You knew these things about him. Because visually you can see how scruffy the fucking idiot is. Right? And you could tell how incompetent he is because where's the £50 million for the Garden Bridge? Where is it? Where's it at? Do you think in your job, right, if you say you was in charge of the budget for your company, let's bring it down to our type of level. So you're in charge of a budget that say like £1 million, and £50,000 goes missing. And your boss is like, well, what's going on? And you're like, well, where's that £50,000? Do you know? Can we just let's have some whiff waff, and maybe speak a bit of Latin. And the boss is just like, yeah, of course. Yes, let's not worry about that 50. Let's not worry about that 50,000. Do you know what I mean? Come on, man. He speaks Latin. Oh God, he's so posh and he speaks Latin. That's how stupid you guys are, you Brexiters, and you Tory voters who are working class. Right? If you're a HGV driver, you're not a fucking Tory unless you own the company. If you work in one of our major supermarkets, you're not a fucking Tory unless, right, you're the manager of that store. Right? And even then, it's going to be a toss-up whether or not you're a Tory. Okay? Plumber, carpenter, builder, mechanics, right? All of yous None of yous are fucking Tories. Okay? Stop the fucking foolishness because you're not fucking Tories. Okay? It's really that simple. School teachers, nurses, police officers, firemen. You're not fucking Tories. Stop the fucking foolishness. And you know something, yeah? Especially you soldiers. Especially you soldiers. You're not Tories. You're fucking. Especially if you're like you know, if they send you out into battle, right? Because you know, do you really think, yeah, that the people who go to Sandhurst, how much of them, right, have been killed in battle? How much of them? You, right, working class soldiers, yeah, you're not Tories. You're working class people. Okay? Stop the foolishness. They send you out as cannon fodder. Get out there first. Go on, you go first. Right? While all the guys at Sandhurst, yeah, they're back in the barracks. Right? So stop all the fucking foolishness. Right? You honestly believe, yeah, that listen, I really like Prince Harry. Because Prince Harry's cool. Right? But do you honestly believe, yeah, that you and Prince Harry was fighting in the same war? He would have never been put anywhere near, right, where he could have been killed by the enemy. Okay? You know, he flies an Apache. They have got nothing, right, that can take down an Apache. Right? If they had a war, if Britain had a war with Russia, right, they would never ever send Harry. Never, no way. Because you know what? An Apache, because Russia's got stuff that can take down an Apache. Okay? So British soldiers, yeah, you, right, are not Tories. You need to get that shit out of you. Seriously. Right? And you know, I know why all of you Brexiters and all of you people are voting Tories. I know why all of you are voting Tories. Right? But you're not real Tories, and all you're doing is fucking the country up. Anyway, guys, this is By Any Means Necessary. I'll see you guys real soon. Comments below, and it's a real pleasure to speak to you.